Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 awkward photos you won't believe were caught. We all have awkward moments in our lives. However, we usually just hope nobody noticed and forget about it. But these people were not so lucky, as their most awkward moments were caught on camera. Get ready to laugh, cry, and cringe at these photos. Before we begin, be sure to subscribe to Little Things for more amazing content. And why not subscribe and hit the bell for top 10s and comment done for a shout out at the end of our next video. Coming in at number 10 is embarrassing dad. Dads have something of a stereotype for being embarrassing to their kids, whether it's badly dancing at a wedding or having a midlife crisis. Well, if you thought that stuff was bad, then this dad takes the cake. Don't believe me? Just look at his son's face. This family were getting a family photo taken, which looks normal if you focus on the mom and the son, but shift over to the right and you see a glowing orange man. That's right, this kid's dad turned into a bodybuilder. Most midlife crises involve buying a car or joining a rock band, but this dad seems hell-bent on achieving the most embarrassing father of the year award. The mum is surprisingly smiling, so perhaps she's used to her husband's antics. But you can't help but feel bad for the kid. Just look him in the eyes and tell him that dad is gonna have to pick him up from school in front of everyone. How this photo got online, I have no idea, but I doubt it was the kid who posted it. Next up is totally not looking. We've all done it. Seen somebody attractive out of the corner of our eye and turn to look at them. But if loads of people are looking at you and taking photos of you, then this is probably not a good idea. Nobody knows this better than talk show host Jimmy Fallon and his friend. The pair were at a basketball game when it came to halftime and the cheerleaders came out. While the rest of the crowd is cheering and probably ogling, Fallon is doing his best not to look. He looks incredibly awkward and seems to be staring into space. Of course, Fallon is married to his wife Nancy, who is known to be very hot, so he wouldn't exactly want to mess that up by gawking at a cheerleader. Yeah, maybe David Beckham could take a page out of Fallon's book. Uh-oh, here comes Victoria. Next up is money. This is a celebrity fail which is super awkward. We all know that rappers and people in hip-hop have to show off their cash and cars. It's just part of the job. The only thing is, some rappers don't have as much money as people think. So to keep up appearances, rappers simply fake it. One of these people is Soulja Boy, who hasn't had a hit in years. He was caught in his own Instagram post holding a stack of fake money. He simply had pieces of white paper with $100 bills on the top and bottom like they do in movies. He was called out in his own photo's comments, and we can only assume he got very embarrassed. It was even reported on hip-hop news websites, and he was mocked by rappers like 50 Cent and Migos. Not only that, Soulja's been exposed for faking other things many times, like saying he bought a giant mansion that was later found on Airbnb. Just a tip, before posing with fake money, make sure to not have it flapping up to reveal the paper underneath. And when I say paper, I mean paper, not money. Sorry, Soulja. Next up, we have not prepared. We've all been unprepared before, whether it was being late for the school bus or not bringing money out when you go to a restaurant. But one thing that would be hard not to prepare for is going into a bodybuilding competition. But for one man, this clearly wasn't the case. Everyone else is how you would expect, coated in caramel coloring and buff. But one man was very pale and not looking very strong either. Not only did he not work out, he didn't even bronze up. Something tells me this guy lost the competition. And from the look of his face, I think he knows this too. The image of the competition went viral, and this guy is now known as the most unprepared man on earth. I'm trying to think of somebody less prepared, but I just can't. Sorry man, I think it's you. This guy really needs to take a few pages out of the embarrassing dad's book. Yeah, I bet he could train him up to be almost as orange as he is. Next up is first kiss. A first kiss is a special moment in many people's lives. Some have it at 4, while others have it at 40. But it seems one kid just couldn't catch a break. So instead, he decided to force his first kiss and even record it on camera. This kid was leaving school one day when he saw his crush. His crush then leaned over to kiss somebody else while he was in front of her. He used his initiative and snapped a photo of them together, making it look like she was kissing him. This may have seemed like a good idea at the time, but the photo went viral and I can only assume the girl was very annoyed. Also, in years to come, the kid will probably regret this, as it seems kind of creepy even if it was pretty funny. It must have been so awkward for the girl when this boy posted it online, making it look like she was kissing him. We've all heard of people being irresistible, and it seems this kid is one of them. Even if you don't want to, or don't even know you're kissing him, you still are. Next up is traffic. Nobody likes traffic. It slows you down and makes you super bored, so most people do things like eat or check their phones in traffic jams. One girl took a selfie complaining about the traffic to post it on Instagram. She posted the picture along with the caption, "Ugh, traffic." But she made one huge mistake, and that was in her sunglasses. In the reflection, you can clearly see there is no traffic. She simply wanted to post a selfie because she thought she was looking good. So she pulled out her phone and snapped a photo as she was driving. This is of course a dumb move, as many accidents happen thanks to people using their cell phones while driving. Unsurprisingly, her friends called her out and she deleted the photo. But this was not before it made its way online and went viral. This is definitely awkward, as the girl's cute selfie backfired and made her look like a liar and exposed her unsafe driving. I just hope no traffic police see this photo. Next up is Santa Claus. Who remembers as a kid going and sitting on a mall Santa's lap? You sit on his lap, tell him what you want, and then of course get your photo taken with the man himself, Santa Claus. Obviously this is for kids, and parents can get some pretty cute photos too. As I said, it's for kids, but it looks like one big kid didn't get the message. One very awkward man with underpants and a t-shirt that's too small went to sit on Santa's lap. Not only did he have these weird clothes on, but he was also carrying a saxophone. It's almost as if this guy wanted to make this photo as awkward as possible. Santa put on a smile that's faker than Soulja Boy's money for the photo. But something tells me then inside, he's crying for help. "Miss Claus, get me off of this guy!" Now, I'm not saying that older people shouldn't be able to celebrate Christmas, but this guy's going way over the line. I wonder if they introduced an age limit to sit on Santa's lap after this. I sure would. Next up is bad passenger. Traveling sucks. You're crammed into a small train or plane and forced to sit in the same spot for hours and hours. But one thing that can make traveling unbearable is if you're sat next to an unsavory passenger. Well, this was the unfortunate case for one man. He was sat on a train as he was traveling with a friend. They went to their seats, but there was a mix-up, so one guy had to move. Next to the guy who had to move was a man sleeping in his underpants on a pillow. Unlike the prepared bodybuilder, this man came prepared with a pillow. Apparently, the man was also snoring and leaning over onto the guy's area, which made for one terrible train ride. I don't know about you, but I'd rather stand than have to sit next to a guy in his underpants for hours. I just hope this guy got a refund for the mix-up. If he didn't, he should show the train company this photo, and I bet they'd give him all the money they got as an apology.
Apologize.
Coming up next is twinning. We've just seen one bad passenger to sit next to. While this passenger isn't bad, maybe even good, it's still a very awkward encounter. One man named Neil Douglas got a Ryanair flight from London to Ireland. But when he sat down, he was blown away. He appeared to be sitting next to his doppelganger. That is because he was sat next to Robert Sterling, who looks identical to Neil. The pair had plane seats right next to each other, but the weirdness doesn't end there. They later checked into rooms next to each other at the exact same hotel in Ireland. And then they met once again at a bar and took more selfies. Everyone else on the planes and bars were also stunned at how they could not be related. While it would be kind of awkward to meet a person who looks exactly like you, it's funny too. This photo has the exact right balance of awesome and awkward, and an amazing backstory to pair it with. Next up is fall. One thing girls love doing is taking selfies. As one woman has already proved while she was stuck in traffic. As people are taking selfies 24/7, they're bound to capture some things they shouldn't. And this photo is a prime example of this. 3 girls were having a sleepover when they were taking a few selfies at the time. One girl was doing her makeup in the mirror. Then the girl next to her grabbed her camera and began taking selfies in the mirror. However, there was a third friend who seems to be the clumsy one. Look, it's like a teen movie. You have the hot one with the makeup, the arty one with the camera, and the klutz. The girl in the back was photographed falling off a bunk bed she was climbing on. Look at the girl's hands and you can see how near she was to slipping off. This is one funny, perfectly timed photograph. Even though you can't see her falling to the ground, we know what's coming, and the fact it was caught on camera makes it even funnier. Although it must have been really awkward between these girls when this photo went viral online. All jokes aside though, I really do hope this girl is okay, even if her and her friends do look like they're out of a teen movie. I mean, these guys really fit the stereotypes of girls at school, right? As a fun fact, around 60 people a year pass from taking selfies. Now, I'm not saying this girl's gonna be one of them, but if she doesn't stop being so clumsy, she could be. Although it was her friend who took the selfie, she was definitely the main attraction despite being at the back. Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for the most awkward photo. I think it's the Soulja Boy money one because he's been caught out so many times. This video shout out goes to Jack. Subscribe and turn on notifications and comment done for a shout out in the next video. Before we completely finish off guys, I want to mention the Crafty. The Crafty, as you may know, is on Instagram and is growing really well right now. It's my new thing and we post amazing DIY videos every single day, 2 per day in fact. We are also launching on YouTube, and you can see that in my featured channels box on my channel. Some of the crafty videos are playing on screen right now, and if it looks up your alley, then check it out on Instagram at the.crafty. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.